Did you know every second Tuesday of October is Ada Lovelace Day? Superseded. Your poet father, Lord Byron, left for good soon after you were born. Hours on end when you were small, your mother forced you to lie still. She hoped that unlike him, you'd foster self-control. Also to facilitate discipline, you young women in the 1800s were tutored by mathematicians. You were assistant to Charles Babbage when he conceived the analytical machine. While proofing and translating papers, you made comparisons, as poets do. This analytical engine weaves striking algebraic patterns, just as fingers of the jacquard loom lace flowers and foliage from silk. Symbols have a life of their own. Remarkable how the jacquard's punch cards laid the foundation for modern coding. They say without software, hardware would merely have been calculating machines. You never met Lord Byron, your poet father, who pleaded in Parliament against laws passed executing Luddites, craftspeople smashing automated looms. Because of your insights and insertions into the work of Babbage, father of computing, posthumously you, Lady Lovelace, were named the mother of programming. I have a special interest in outliers and those fine nuances of their stories. The strength of poetic inquiry is that it can produce a disclosure rather than a closure, to quote Cox and Nielsen Glenn. Where more traditional research methods seek themes, or sum up in other words, poetry can work to open up. And as a technology ethnographer, I use this methodology because I find delight in trying to uncover the ambiguities threaded through stories of our relationships with each other, and those other include the tools we invent. About Ada Lovelace's story, today the word Luddite is hurled at people who resist technological change. But in the 1800s, Luddites, named after a legendary figure, Ned Ludd, were distressed craftspeople who were known for smashing the automated looms which took human jobs. And Ada Lovelace's father, Lord Byron the poet, stood up in Parliament to try and stop the passing of a law which led to Luddite's execution for this destruction. On a different track, you could read the title of the poem Superseded in more than one way. On perhaps the most obvious level, the thought of parents sometimes being superseded by their offspring, outdone, outperformed, fascinates me because children do this in authentic ways. A bit of father, yes, a touch of mother, but that good twist of one's own as well. And part of me is optimistic that uniqueness will survive and outperform scientific reproduction and automation, and I'm beginning to imagine how this might play out. It is the work of posthumanists to imagine actively, so that we may thrive, but not thriving through dominating our environment. After all, Einstein did say that imagination is equal to reason, and in the 1800s, mother of algorithms and programming, Ada Lovelace, said, I quote, and here I end, "What is imagination? It is the combining faculty. It brings together things, facts, ideas, conceptions, in new, original, endless, ever-varying combinations. It is that which penetrates into the unseen worlds around us, the worlds of science."